This video is about the 10 ugly truths about dog walking. And I actually started with the first 6 points about something that not many people talk about, even here on YouTube. And the last 4 points are kind of like everybody talks about the same thing, but I still want to, of course, bring it up because it's really, really important. With that being said, I will bring a solution after each ugly truth, because I don't want you to be discouraged, because being a dog walker is an amazing job. For the right person, it's the best it could be. And also, if you're willing to and you have the guts, which I know each of you can have it, absolutely, you can actually start hiring and then have such a huge time and money freedom. So the first one, there are other dangerous or loose dogs. So what we had in the last 10 years being in business, about 20 loose dogs come just towards us, charging towards us. And we're like, okay, what is going on? You don't know how the dog in your care is going to react to that loose dog. And you don't know what's going on with the loose dog. So that's definitely something really scary, especially if it happens to your employee and they call you, okay, there are 2 loose dogs following me around here. I just don't know what to do. And you're just like racing over there to support her. That's definitely not something I'm wishing on anyone, because you just don't know what's going on. Are they going to be there to harm your dog or harm you, or are they just going to sniff? And of course, the dog in your charge, whenever you have something like that happening, if you watch the dog in your care, they're just like, okay, they're apprehensive because they're like, okay, what is going on? What is going to happen? So it's definitely something scary that nobody really talks about, but it has happened enough. But it also happened to be that there were loose dogs that we actually were bringing back to their owners because they were truly lost. The solution here is protect yourself with mace. We actually give all of our employees mace as well, just so they can feel safer. Of course, it's something, if there's wind, you don't want to like spray yourself, but it's definitely something really good to have in case there is some really vicious dog and you just already know they're just, they don't mean anything good. With that being said, we never really used the mace. We actually did a couple times. We just stood our ground and just yelled really loudly and really forcefully, stop. So we're just really standing our ground and startling the dog with that. So the dog didn't expect for anyone to just yell at them. So that's where we kind of like broke their expectations of the situation, and they had to reassess. And while they're reassessing, usually the owner that just lets the dog out unwillingly can retrieve the dog. We were always able to luckily dissolve the situation in a way that we were safe and the dog in our charge were safe as well. So number 2, it's something I have been dealing with right in the beginning. It's care fatigue. So I had so many walks in the beginning. I had about like 15 walks on the regular, and it was also during summer. In New Jersey, it gets really hot. It's really, really humid. And it just, after a while, you just get to like the 12th, 13th dog or cat, and you just don't care as much anymore. And it's just something I've actually noticed, and it made me really upset because it's just not something that the dog or the cat deserves. I still took care of them in a very high standard, but I just maybe didn't cuddle with them as much. Okay, I'm just done. Like my body is done. I just can't do it anymore. And I really just wanted to be home. So what I actually did, and the solution here is to cut back down on walks and hire. I can help you with that. Hit me up on I am Sue on Instagram. And or just in the comments, and I will let you know how I can help you. But hiring here, cutting back down on walks, is definitely best solution, and it's something that has helped us greatly. And we actually hired after 12 months, so we never looked back. The third one, money is cyclical. You will see, if you didn't dog walk or cat sit yet, you will have, for cat sits and dog sits in the summer, you will have a huge amount of business because people are going away all the time. But with dog walking during the summer, like regular midday dog walking, it's just definitely going to slow down because people are going on vacation, right? So whenever the midday dog walking slows down, then the dog sits and the cat sits pretty much go up. With that being said, it doesn't always just balance itself out. You still have usually higher summer months, higher revenue summer months, and lower winter revenue months. So that's just something you have to expect. What I highly recommend, and I literally just posted a video a few days ago, how to overcome slow months. I'm going to blend it in here in the info card up top. And you can listen to that. What I actually recommend as a solution to budget really, really well, to take the average of whatever you're making and really lowball it and pay that to yourself if you can afford it every single month. Even if during the summer months you're doing really, really well, pay yourself like a few $1,000s less, like really the average minus like 10 to 20% over what you've made in the last full 12 months. And then put that money on a pile in a bank account. Potentially, it would be really good if it grows somewhere. And then only take from it if you really need it, or take from it your marketing investment, because you will need to invest a little bit more into marketing to even like try out what works in your area. So that's something I highly recommend to budget way, way more. 4, clients cancel on a moment's notice. I have noticed something where clients, if they lose their job or if they're pregnant and they're going to stay home, like whatever reason it is, there's so many reasons to cancel midday dog walks. And they would do it on a moment's notice. They just say, okay, we don't need your services anymore. Can you just refund us for the whole next month that we literally just paid? Usually they don't really ask for credit. They just ask for a refund. And then you're there. Okay, now I'm just going to refund like $500. We're already blocked out the next 4 weeks just for that client. So it's just something you have to most likely expect. But you can also counteract it. There is my solution. Within the service agreement, you can write there that any permanent cancellations need to be done 2 weeks prior. Otherwise, there is no refund, etc. There's just ways you can really counteract that, because whenever your clients are going to book with you, they have to sign the service agreement. And with that, they have to sign the cancellation notice. 5. It happened to a lot of dog walkers, luckily not to me, but a lot of dog walkers are really talking about that. They have not been taking a vacation in years. And that's actually scary to me. That's like something, okay, that's also the reason why I'm doing this YouTube channel, because I want to teach people how they can actually have their life while being a dog walker. Have the discipline to either to 2-week vacations during the year, or maybe even just 1-2-week vacation during the year, just to plan that out ahead of time. The best would be 3 months in advance, and then let your clients know. Or make arrangements with other dog walkers, pet sitters. In that case, it would also be really good to have a team and to hire. So that's my solution, to really give yourself that permission to take off. When I had my very first consultation client, I actually told him, you will need to plan now in 3 months. You need to plan out your vacation, and we will have a team member taking over your, or even 2, taking over your walks while you're on vacation. And we actually did that. It is possible. And if you don't want to hire, okay, for whatever reason, I still recommend it. You can tell your clients. Most of your clients will make some other arrangements. They will just come home earlier. They don't work so long, maybe for a few weeks, or maybe they bring the dog to a relative. Whatever solution they will find a solution. I did make another video on that. I'm going to put that into the info card here as well. 6, you wearing dog walking clothes pretty much all of the time. That's something I have experienced with myself. So what I always had in the summer, my uniform t-shirt with the logo on it, and then workout pants that were tight, that were reaching up to my knees, just above my knees, or just around my knees. And when you're doing dog walks, if you have to go to the store after that, you do the dog walks, you don't go home and shower and put on new clothes. It's already so late, or you're just already out and you want to be done with the day. So you just go shopping in your work clothes. You go to Target, you go to Stop and Shop, you go to wherever you're going in your dog walking clothes. It's just the way it is. So what I actually had a lot too, I wore my hair all the time. I wore it up, especially when I had longer hair, when I had probably like hair that went up till here, like shoulder length. Like I had it in my video that's like 28K views, where I talked about how to start a dog walking business in 5 minutes. That was hair that was really easily to be taken care of. I just straightened it, and then for a few days I was just able to wear it like that. It gets so easy to just get used to that lifestyle, and it's always comfortable too. You always wear something comfortable. And then you just stop thinking about even doing nice things. So it's just something maybe your partner has to think more about, because you just get into the mode of working, of like, it's got to be not complicated. It's got to be practical. It's got to work for dog walking and cat sitting, and you got to be able to easily move in it. Nails, what I actually did was a few times painting my nails to just look nice. And within the same day or the latest next day, it was all like breaking off the paint, because you're washing dishes, you're dealing with the leashes, you're roughhousing with the dogs or the cats, and it just takes its tolls on your nails. Okay, 7. And those are like the points that a lot of people mentioned. Cleaning up poop and vomit. I mean, yes, you have to clean up poop. You're a dog walker. The dogs are going to poop. And also, of course, they sometimes have diarrhea. They also have sometimes diarrhea inside the house. What actually helped, and my business partner actually came up with, he always carries some paper towels with him. And if the poop is, because when you have those poop bags, when you actually feel them, they're super, super thin. So whenever you put your hand in the poop bag and then you pick up the poop, you literally feel the consistency of the poop. So whenever there's diarrhea or it was like nasty, he would put a paper towel over it, which is a great idea, which I started doing too. And then you basically just scoop up the paper towel through the poop bag and you're not even feeling the poop so much. So same thing goes for the vomit. Vomit is more if you're dog sitting or you're cat sitting. And of course, whenever somebody vomits, it just goes all over. It's just not like one spot. It's usually like a few spots, especially if they vomit a little bit, vomit a little bit. So yeah, so much to that. It's really, really fun. It's just something normal at some point and you become desensitized. The 8th point, it's exhausting to walk. I mean, when I walked those 15 walks per day, it was about, I don't know, between 12 and 16 miles. And your body just feels it's just going to give out under you. Like your soul is literally walking and your body is just like stopping and just saying, okay, just keep on going without me. It's something you get used to though. That's the solution. What you have to do, you have to take your time at night to actually get enough hours of sleep. I made sure to really go to bed early and then really take my time in the morning to just really get some good sleep and not just wake up at 6 o'clock. What also helped, we actually didn't take dog sitting until we had employees being able to cover it, because we just couldn't do any 8 a.m. or 7:30 a.m. walks anymore. It was just too exhausting. So for that, you have dog sitters or cat sitters. The 9th point, the weather. Everybody talks about the weather. And of course, you have to walk the dog when it rains. You have to walk the dog when it snows, sometimes when it storms too a little bit, but you still have to take your safety over the walk. So yeah, you have to walk in the rain. You can't really take an umbrella with you because your hands are usually full. You want to be able to react, to pull the dog back. You have to take the leash with the other hand to actually pull the dog closer. So you gotta have a really, really good raincoat. And then for the snow, it doesn't happen that often, at least in New Jersey, that it snows. Of course, when it snows, sometimes it snows a lot. But in that case, our clients are usually all canceling anyway because they're gonna be home because the train is not going to the city or whatever reason there is. The heat. The heat is something that really bothered me in the beginning because it was just not heat, but it was humid heat. So I literally sweated all the time and then it was like still hot. So that was really getting me down. But I have to say, I got so resistant to it. I'm now in Germany. Whenever it's hot here, it's not even hot to me because I have such a high threshold that it just doesn't bother me anymore. So again, the solution here, it's you will get used to it with the heat at least, but still hydrate. So don't be afraid, because what we did, we always would fill up our water bottle and then of course, that would get depleted very, very quickly, but I always asked our clients, or you can just do it usually. You just fill up the water there. If you cannot take sink water, it's better to ask, of course. 99.9% of the time, they will most likely say, yeah, definitely fill up your water bottle because I don't want you to collapse. So you can fill up, that's by the way, the bell whenever my baby comes home, Teddy. And also maybe take like a little cooler with you where you have ice in it, and then you can keep it cool as well. Also use a towel. There are special cooling towels that you can put around your neck or on your, like on your head or whatever. Wear ice cleats if it's really icy. In the snow, of course, wear like snow boots. Just really use your correct gear and cancel if it's too dangerous. So yes, you will lose some money, but you also won't build an accident because you're sliding down a hill with your car or yourself. You really don't want to fall. And especially when there is a state of emergency, that's something where I don't even let my employees work because for liability reasons, second of all, but first of all, I want them to be safe. When there's a state of emergency in New Jersey, they close down everything pretty much. People are not going anywhere, and then they usually say anyway, okay, just stay home. 10th, you cannot really be sick. So how many times did we actually go out and worked while we're being sick? It's just something you do because you don't want to lose the money when you're by yourself, of course. When you have employees, then you can have your employee take over your walks. And what was really good with me, I had my business partner. So when one of us was sick, whoever had it worse stayed home and the other one took over. So that was really good to have a business partner. But even if you don't have a business partner, if it's really bad, just let your clients know. Even if you have cat visits twice a day, ask them that you can only come once a day, and then do it after you slept like 14 hours and you got some rest. But of course, you have to let your clients always know and see what they can also offer as a solution, because I mean, your clients also know that they get sick. If they're feeling like crap, they want to stay home too. So the bonus point, it's not that ugly, but it's still pretty bad at times when pets die, especially if you have seen them Monday through Friday or just on a really regular basis. And what happens sometimes, clients, they just dealing with the health of their pet, then they decline and then they die, and you don't even know until one day before the next walk and they tell you, oh, so-and-so had died. And you're like, what? I couldn't even say bye. And even if you can say goodbye and you know the dog is dying or the cat is dying, it just hits you so much. It hits you just like your own animals. At least it does it for me, because they just grow on you. They just grow in your heart. And clients don't really realize that how much we attach our feelings to their dogs and their cats, because, you know, we obviously treat them like they're our own. So at least that should be the prerequisite for a really good dog walker and pet sitter. I hope that helped you to get a better glimpse of being a dog walker. And I also hope that the solutions gave you like a little bright star to go towards to, if you're not dog walking yet, that there are always solutions, even if sometimes things are a little bit hard. All right. I wish you a wonderful day. I'll see you in the next video. And until then, I'm going to pick up Teddy now. Bye.